Good morning, YouTube. Howdy. Welcome to another episode of What Am I Doing Today? I'm going to be reviewing a cigar today. I've decided that the Alec Bradley Magic Toast is going to be my cigar of the day, and thus of the week. Oh yeah. Can't hardly get enough of this. That beautiful bad boy there is 6x60. Plenty enough time to get myself a good smoke in. Howdy. How you doing today? I am literally just finishing up this pipe. Got a little Planta 2016 Cosmopolitan blend in there. It is the Bent General with a secondary stem, mostly because I felt like putting the secondary stem. It's not as Suffolk Piper. Hey, how you doing? Man, I haven't seen you on my chats ever. Good to have you. Hopefully you're not having a green beer hangover. But if you are, I'll keep it low. I got a green lighter. Does that count? There's green on the underside of my hat. That's a little better, I guess. Glad to see that people are up and alive and doing well. Well, Suffolk, I'm sure that you're a lot closer to Ireland than I've actually been in such a long time I couldn't even remember the date. Right now it's the 2016 blend from Planta, the Cosmopolitan mixture. I've actually been smoking it quite a little while. I started it at the house. Now I'm an hour away. It's actually almost cashed out. But I wanted to let everybody know what I really will be doing today is reviewing the Magic Toast from Alec Bradley. Yep, sorry. Magic Toast Gordo. Oh man, one time I did go to Dublin. I had a outrageously great time. Can't say enough good things about the people. My kind of people. If you're old enough to point at something over the top of the bar, you're old enough to drink. For me, that's an awesome idea. Because if I shave, I'd look like I might not be old enough to drink. I have to agree with that. Very, very much so. There's something about hard drinking societies that are very friendly. They might get pissed off if you talk about the wrong soccer team, or football as they might call it, but you keep it to scotch and bourbon and beer. You can have great conversations and very few fights. Well, I would say that Suffolk Piper is up early, but being that he's in the UK, God, it's noon? Maybe 1 o'clock there? I'm a little iffy on what exactly the time zone is there. Only place that you can really talk those without really having a fight is quite literally over a pipe or a cigar. So I was right. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon there. Your day is already halfway over. Bang on. I'm not sure what bang on actually means, but sounds fun. Almost sounds as fun as bangers and mash, but then again, I'm the kind of guy who lives through his stomach, so got to be a little bit nice that you're not suffering through a hangover and your day's half over. So many people will be suffering today with St. Patrick's Day's hangover. St. Arnold might be the patron saint of brewing. St. Patrick is the patron saint of hangovers. I'm convinced. I know that's not exactly true, but it's very true today. Very true. Oh, I'm right there with you. I like to drink, but I like to drink in moderation enough that I don't feel the effects the next day. A little ash left over from down in the pipe. It is quite near the bottom. But while driving for an hour, you can't tamp quite as often as you need to, so it tends to go out. So anything new in the UK we should be aware of? Well, Suffolk, you don't have to look it up for my account. I guess if you really wanted to go with patron anything of drinking, you'd go to the Norse religions, because they do have a patron god of drinking. Not sure which one that one was. Same old, same old. Better than the alternatives. Any day you can wake up is a good day. Got another chance to live life one day at a time. I think I'm going to knock this one out and load another one because I just barely started this. But that pipe is cached. Oh God, Brexit, Brexit, and more Brexit. Is anybody even remotely happy with Brexit? Seems like everybody's of two minds of it. It is about to be 8 o'clock in the morning here. Houston time. Also known as Central Standard Time. Dropped the wife off at work. I will agree with you. And all that mess in France, it makes Brexit look like no big deal at all, though. Though I will say, all the stuff in France looks like no big deal at all when you compare it to Venezuela. So let's all remember, while our politics might be crazy, it could be worse. It could definitely be worse. That's why I love being in Texas. If it gets worse enough, we'll shoot them all and make them start over. It is all relative. And if you got relatives like mine, you know it's all crazy. I promise, my relatives are crazy. Which is why, the reason I say that in Texas, if it gets bad enough, we'll shoot them all and start over, because that's the way Texas would roll. That's why I advocate for ownership of firearms. I am firmly believing that an armed population is a polite population. The places where firearms are in abundance, yes, there is a certain amount of killing, because you can't have 100 people in a room and all of them agree one way or the other about anything. But if everybody's armed, nobody wants to pull first, because normally the first person to pull is going to end up dead. Which is much better than only the people who will break the laws to have firearms being the only people that will use the firearms. Because then you're at the mercy of thugs and criminals. Personal belief. But it plays out. It's not actually a popular belief in today's world, but I've seen both sides of the coin. People who are unarmed, when it comes time to fight back or fight for their country or fight against their country because it's a necessary evil, can't do it. I'd always prefer to have the right and the responsibility. It's a responsibility. Let's be honest. It's a responsibility. It's a very deadly responsibility, and I'm up for the challenge. I have been ever since I was very young. That is exactly correct. Only the people who will choose to abide by the gun laws. Good morning, Piper69. Hey. It is yourself and Suffolk Piper in today. I'm now going to be enjoying a very small bowl of the Planta after dinner mixture. It's nowhere near dinner. I haven't even had breakfast yet. It's what I have in the bag. In a large abundance. Now, Suffolk, being that you might not know, I tend to do a live every Monday morning at roughly this time of day. I'll agree with that. You have to balance out the right and the responsibility. I do not believe that the average citizen needs to own a fully automatic firearm. A semi-automatic where if you pull the trigger once and it fires one bullet, and then you pull the trigger again and it fires one bullet, and that's the maximum rate of which you can fire a firearm, that's acceptable. I've actually been in a situation myself where, all right, here's the Clays. But yeah, it's if it's your right to own the firearm and it's your right to protect your life, it is not the right to go out and just kill people indiscriminately. But I would say right now, I am too old and too out of shape to fight a 25-year-old maniac. If a guy walked up to my window right now and decided that he was going to try and rob me for my phone or my wallet, which is empty, that's why I'm going to go inside here in a little while and do some work. Isn't it my right to try and protect my property, though? It is to me. And luckily, because I live in Texas, yes, it's my right. And I could dial 911 on the phone that's about to be taken away from me and wait for 5 minutes for the police to show up. Or I could pull the firearm that's right here by my leg and go to work. Just being honest about my own personal self, I would prefer to have my phone, my wallet, and above all of that, the ability to breathe at the end of the day. I don't go looking for it, but I don't walk around afraid of it either. I take the responsibility and the time to make sure that I'm safe. It's all anybody can do. Exactly right. They would attempt to. And luckily, because it would all be broadcast on YouTube Live, they might figure it out. Somebody might post the video later and say, hey, we got a good look at the guy who killed that guy. Great. Still wouldn't bring me home to my family. Still wouldn't put the amount of money that I'm able to bring home back on the table. I'm not a gun nut. I don't have 50 guns. I've got a few at the house. I've got one with me when I leave the house. But I go, because of my job, I go to some bad areas. Right now I'm not in a bad area. That's why it's not in my lap or right on the dashboard where I can get to it super easy. But I've seen some cars getting broke into right here in this same parking lot. Watched it happen. It's not my stuff. I informed the police this was going on. I took some pictures. I don't know if they caught anybody. Not on me to know. Not my job. I'm not the police. Nor would I want to be the police. Very dangerous job, being a first responder of any kind. Think about it. Something goes crazy. And instead of doing the smart thing of trying to get out of the way of it, these people are being paid to run towards the danger. I've said it many times. First responders need our respect. They do a tough job that most of us would not want to do. And nobody wants them around until it becomes necessary for them to be around. So if you see a first responder today, remember to tell them, hey, have a boring day. Because for a first responder, a boring day is the only good day they can have. So, Suffolk, you said that this is me and you smoking clay pipes. You probably have a much better looking clay pipe. Mine actually came from the Briar Shop in Houston. They branded it. $3.50. Gabriel, hey, good to see you. Good to see you're up and about. I remember you were on with me last night. Well, clay pipes are great. Gentlemen, I will tell that to anybody who asks. If you don't have a clay pipe, you really need to think about doing that. They're neutral. They're washable. They're fairly easy to maintain as long as you clean them regular. That is the issue. The bowl gets fiery hot. You'll see that I'll be holding it way back here by the end of this. Of course, I got to get it lit really first. I should have let the tobacco dry out a little bit, but I'm too busy trying to enjoy a smoke to wait for it. So it is what it is. Oh yes, y'all, please. If it's somebody who's on here and you haven't met them, you haven't subbed their channel, please sub each other's channels. Which reminds me, I've got to go back to my video from last night and find sea pipes. I'll know it when I see it. I had a new person come on my channel last night. At least I don't recognize their name. I mean, this is how our community grows, is by subbing each other and trying to put in a video every now and then and making sure that we add to the content, continue the conversation, try to get to know one another, and enjoy each other's company as you would a friend. And for me personally, I really do feel as if y'all are friends. I didn't start doing YouTube channels for the gauze, the giveaways. Honestly, I started doing it just to see what y'all had to say. I get into gauze. Yeah, okay. So does everybody. I don't do it really because I think I'm going to win. I do it just to let people know, hey, yes, I'm watching your channel. You know, I'm interested in y'all. I guess y'all are interested in me. I'm not that interesting. They tell me I do pretty good reviews. But when I review a pipe blend, I review with 4 pipes. 4 different bowl sizes, technically only 3 different media. It will be coffee time later for me. Right now it's just water. But I was up at 2 o'clock this morning at work. I had a large cup of coffee in the process of that, so I'm pretty good for coffee right now. Drink another cup and I'll cut this live feed short so I can go over there to the 24-hour-a-day Subway to use their bathroom. Depends upon the day for me. Honestly, yes, I find a clay very, very difficult to clinch. It doesn't feel good in the teeth right here. I haven't found a rubber bit small enough to fit it. I mean, I can clinch, but it tends to hurt right in the jaw after a little bit. At least for me. Now, again, this is not actually the world's best clay pipe. There are much better clay pipes out there. No, I don't technically work the night shift. I am a boiler inspector, at least by trade. Used to be an electrician, but I could make more money as a boiler inspector, so that's what I do. But I go to the boilers when the boilers are scheduled to be open and ready for inspection. And when a chemical, petrochemical, power plant or some such has their boiler open, when they are truly ready to go, I don't want to have them wait. You've got these customers that are making millions of dollars a day, and they're not making that while the boiler's down. So you gotta get in and get out in a timely manner. And normally they're working all day trying to get the boiler off, rinsed, opened, re-rinsed, cleaned, and then I got to run in there and do this job. They don't want to wait another 5 hours for a reasonable time, and they make enough money that they can say, hey, we want you here at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yes, sir, not a problem. I'm going to be there. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and do some crazy stuff like 24-hour-a-day shifts, but I can arrange my schedule to meet theirs. Oh, I'm trying to figure that out. When smoking today, this morning. All right, what did I miss? Clay pipes. The smoke is nice. I wouldn't say it's either cool or hot. The bowl gets hot right here. When you're trying to hold on to it, you end up holding onto it way back here, and clenching it is not really great. You can actually break your teeth. Ceramic clay is going to be actually harder than the enamel in your teeth, and your dentist wants you to clench a clay pipe every day. I promise he does. It'll help him put his kids and his strippers through college. Or at least his kids. There we go. Now it's lit. Of course, I'm sitting in this truck, and I don't really have good air circulation going. I'm gonna have to roll these windows down a little more. Of course, now we're going to hear traffic. Sorry. So I go do my job. Then I run home, grab up the wife, drive her up to her job. Then I go sit inside and do some paperwork on their Wi-Fi. Somebody calls, they say they need a boiler inspection on a quick hurry. If it's right here in the area, I'll get it done. If it's a scheduled thing, I'm already there. But Mondays, it tends to be, I always try to schedule a plant first thing in the morning. And then I come and do paperwork. Which is why I do reviews on a Monday. Actually, no. God, I wish I had the kind of money it takes to be an authorized inspection agency in the state of Texas. The problem is you have to be an insurance company or the state of Texas to inspect boilers. Or you have to be a company that has the necessary monetary value to cover, well, let's just say that it's expensive. The company I worked for before this, they actually have an office in London, a place called Factory Mutual. Well, now it's called FM Global, but it used to be Factory Mutual. For about 2 straight years, they sent me emails that were inter-office emails. And I would laugh and let them know, hey, if I've got any mail there, can y'all just send it to Texas? They'd send me a message back saying, oh, we didn't mean to send it to you. But they did. Hey, I'm up to 4 people. All right. Two more people and I'm at my new record. I got up to 5 last night. That is my record right now. I literally did a 2-hour smoke with the Bent General one morning. And I had all of one person at a time. Oh no, I asked them if they'd send me a ticket so that I could come pick it up myself. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to spend the money to get myself to England, but if they want to send me a ticket, it'd always be something like, hey, we're going to be closed this weekend, so make sure to pick up your mail. Great. I'll be right there. Send me the airline ticket. If anybody is watching this video closely, right back over here, if you roll that back, you can see something fly across the window. That's actually a very large jet. And there it goes. Okay, when I'm packing a General, I start by filling the bowl loosely with as much tobacco as it will reasonably hold. And then I tap it about like that until the tobacco has settled. It'll settle quite a bit. And then I fill it up loosely again, and I use a pinky and I jam it down in there. And then I fill it again, and I continue with a pinky until it reaches pretty much the top. Once it reaches the very top and the pinky is no longer really pushing it down, I then jam the thumb in there, get it pretty tight. Takes a while to learn the technique for packing a pipe that deep. But once you get it done, you can pretty much just smooth sail right through that pipe. It smokes really well. Surprisingly, for a pipe that deep. I guess the long chimney effect keeps enough circulation going that it doesn't need a lot of tamping and work to keep it going. Normally this pipe wouldn't need very much work either, but I'm talking too much. Relights can be a problem when you get down near the end of the pipe. But you saw me covering the bowl with my thumb. That generates more heat somehow, some way, and it keeps it from needing to be relit. But up near the top, it's the same as any other pipe, really. My only issue with the General is that it's about a quarter ounce of tobacco every time you fill it up. And that's a lot of tobacco. That's a commitment. You've got to be serious about wanting to spend an hour and a half to 2 hours smoking a pipe. That's not something you can just do over lunch. If you got a long drive, it's great. If it's after dinner and you're going to sit outside, or if you have the ability to smoke inside, which I don't, but if you do, awesome. Nice glass of something to drink and your pipe, and if you're not going to be YouTube live or looking at the videos that somebody else might have produced, a good book is suggested. I'd say a cup of coffee, but your coffee will probably go cold before you finish your pipe. Unless you're drinking out of one of those newfangled stainless steel pipes that, or unless you're drinking out of one of those newfangled stainless steel cups that seem to keep things hot forever. Ashes. Now you take a cup this size and you fill it full of coffee, you've got about 3 hours worth of coffee, so you might enjoy a good General at that point. Doing some side jobs, I picked up a little extra money. I'm probably going to be picking up a pipe somewhere soon. Well, depending upon what you are smoking, the General can be a great pipe. I have found that it is not really good with aromatics. You get burnt out on an aromatic after a certain amount of time. I mean, really good blend. Cornell and Diehl, C&D, Autumn Evening, tasty. In a clay pipe, awesome. In the General, you're sick of it by the time you get around to finishing the pipe. Now, something like a cherry or a vanilla, you can go there and it'll be pretty good all the way through. After dinner mixture, some of the ones that just have a little bit of a topping or a casing, but not flavored so much that you're just destroyed by it by the time you finish. Those work well with a General, but the ultimate aromatic blends, I haven't been able to really enjoy them in a General. Doomsday, how are you? How's the Air Force business? I know, it's not business, it's life. Hopefully things are going well. Really? Well, I'm glad you're getting settled into your other place. Hey, thank you for enjoying my video. At least I'm guessing that was a comment on my video. I did a little VR to Law and Smoke. It's on my channel. I'm not taking it down. I don't mind. I just read a short portion of the first chapter of Goldfinger because Law and Smoke wanted a VR about English authors or philosophers. And Ian Fleming, one of my personal favorite English authors, I thought he made it cool for Americans to want to be British. I mean, we fought a war over that. And this man with a couple of books, 14 of them, made it so that we wanted to be British again. That's power there. That's real power. I mean, but who wouldn't want to be Connery or Sir Roger Moore? All the fun gadgets, the super fine cars, the Bond girls, the unlimited budget. Had to have been an unlimited budget. My favorite Bond, definitely Connery. Daniel Craig's coming along though. Now, technology got better and filming got better, but let's be honest. Connery's still going to be the best Bond. Not the most prolific Bond. Roger Moore was the most prolific Bond. He had more movies than any of the others. But Daniel Craig's pretty good at it. Honestly, yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Doomsday. Daniel Craig is a lot closer to what was actually in the books, except for the technology has now far gone past the books. Now, as far as Bond girls go, yeah, what's his name? Well, it's going to be hard for anybody to touch Halle Berry as a Bond girl. And the best overall set of Bond girls in one single movie would have, of course, been Octopussy, which was Roger Moore. Timothy Dalton. Yeah. He stayed pretty close to exactly the way the books were supposed to be. I forgot the guy's name. It skips my memory. Does anybody remember all of the Bond names? I think Timothy Dalton only did 2 movies. And then there's the one who actually did the movie before Sean Connery, and nobody even really remembers his name. kind of sad. You got to be the first one, and nobody really remembers you. I think it was in Her Majesty's Secret Service. Pierce Bronson, that's the one I was trying to remember his name. Pierce Bronson had the best looking Bond girls. And yes, Pierce Bronson is the one that had Halle Berry as a Bond girl. Such a beautiful woman. But yeah, the 4 top Bonds, if you're just going to go with a Mount Rushmore, for lack of better terms, is going to be Sean Connery, Pierce Bronson, Roger Moore, and Daniel Craig. Timothy Dalton gets an honorable mention, but he didn't do enough movies to really get that part of his career off. And there were 1 or 2 others. My favorite Bond criminal was, of course, Goldfinger. But my favorite Bond ultra villain was Jaws. George Lazenby. That's right. He was the first one. Yep, the guy who played Jaws, who then played the big guy for Happy Gilmore. You just had to smile and look at those teeth and just, what the heck? Well, looky there. I finished off my little clay. It never lasts very long. Never lasts very long at all. Well, gentlemen, I would say gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, hey, we got up to 5 for just a second. He's the reason I don't like dentists. That's a set of braces that you can't get rid of. But, well, gentlemen, I would say ladies and gentlemen, but didn't seem that any ladies wanted to join us this morning. I'm done with smoking my pipe. I'm going to sit here and read a little bit. Try to get my notes of this boiler I did this morning in order, and then probably take a nap. Y'all have a good day. Remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. been nice talking with you. I'll see you soon. Y'all take care.